It wasn't heaven and earth, but it was something like 500 billion pounds of refuse and a lot of other things. Good morning, everyone. It is a great day for Red Hook. Fairway's back. Miss America is here. I think Marty Markowitz is getting verklempt. That is Gaelic. Schumer will translate that for you. A little more than 4 months ago, it's fair to say Red Hook's future looked brighter than ever, and then Sandy hit and dealt Red Hook what everybody thought was a devastating blow. But the community did come back together. The city went to work around the clock with lots of residents and volunteers pitching in. Today, Red Hook is back in action. The reopening of Red Hook Fairway in Red Hook is a big step forward with around 400 employees, most of them from the neighborhood. Fairway really is a very big economic anchor here, and I want to applaud Fairway for keeping its team working these last 4 months. Not a single Fairway's, Charles said, not a single Fairway's Red Hook employee lost a paycheck as a result of Sandy, and they'll all be back here working at the newly renovated market. And that's great news for Fairway employees and for the whole community. Now, of course, Fairway provides much more than just jobs. People come here from all over to shop at Fairway, and many of them spend their time and money in the stores nearby. I heard that over and over when I visit Red Hook businesses in the days after the storms, having Fairway up and running means having more customers come through the doors of all of the small stores in the neighborhood. And that's why our Restoration Business Acceleration team works so hard to help Fairway speed up reviews and inspections. And because of that work, Fairway is reopening more than 4 weeks earlier than it would otherwise have. Today, Red Hook's comeback from Sandy is turning a corner, and that's just not because of Fairway. Nearby Red Hook Lobster Pound is reopening today, and I'm going to go over and say hello to them. And our Business Acceleration team helped them take about a month off their reopening process. The Red Hook Winery is reopening today. So you could have a lobster and a glass of wine. I paid the winery a visit just 2 weeks after Sandy, and some people had said then in that neighborhood it never would come back, but both the winery and the Lobster Pound took advantage of the emergency loans and matching grants that the city began offering right after the storm, and each got a $25,000 loan and a $10,000 matching grant. And the winery is also using our sales tax exemption on rebuilding equipment and materials. Today, both these businesses are back, and dozens more businesses in Red Hook and hundreds more around the city are back or will be back with the help the city gave them. $12 million in low-cost loans, nearly $2 million in grants, $3 million in tax breaks and rebuilding, and starting last week, almost all city fees waived for repair and recovery. And that's not all we're doing to bring Red Hook back. We've completed more than 99% of requests for rapid repairs for Red Hook homes damaged by Sandy. We've made repairs to local parks and public housing. We've done that with the help of Brooklyn residents hired for relief work through our Workforce One centers. And so we're still coming along, and we won't stop until the job is done. And I do want to applaud Fairway for working so hard to get us to today and for stepping up during one of our city's toughest periods. Fairway, as Charles said, donated hundreds of thousands of dollars in food and water and supplies and relief efforts, as well as more than 1,000 Thanksgiving and holiday meals. I did also want to single out our Department of Buildings, Small Business Services, and others who've gone that extra mile to bring businesses back as fast as possible. And we are grateful to Senator Schumer and the rest of the congressional delegation who fought so hard to ensure our city gets the federal relief funding we need to build on these efforts and come back strong. And lastly, I did want to thank the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, Local 1500, and its president, Bruce Bath, for working so hard to bring Fairway back. When I first came here, the first time when Fairway opened, Bruce was there, and I remember a bagel and a schmear. It was one of the best bagels I've ever had. You still have bagels inside? Onion bagels. I'm going to go inside with Schumer and see if I can't get one and make a donation as well. So thank you for everything you do to make the market such an important part of this community. But above all, I want to thank the Red Hook community. As I've said before, Sandy's silver lining was seeing neighbors helping neighbors, lending a hand to those in need, and coming together for the common good. Sometimes a little pain. In the end, well, we wish we hadn't had the pain, but in the end, we all benefit from it. So, and I think that's certainly true here. So congratulations to everyone, and go shopping.